So as we all know, whenever volume is going to change, the pressure also will get changed. So in the same manner, if you construct this pressure volume loop, when the LV is receiving the blood, what is the pressure change that is going to happen inside? So we get this pressure volume loop. That is, volume is plotted in the x-axis and the pressure is plotted in the y-axis. So this pressure volume loop has got multiple points. Let me start with the one. The starting point is the point A, where the mitral valve is closed. So that is the end diastolic period. So once it is done, this is the period of isovolumetric contraction, where there is going to be an increase in the pressure without any change in the volume. So B is the point where the aortic valve opens, then ejection happens. C is the point where aortic valve is closed, then there is going to be an isovolumetric relaxation, and D is a place that where mitral valve opens and filling starts again. So if you understand these very points, you will know the point between A and C represent the systolic period, and distance between, or the point between the C and through D represents diastolic period. So mechanical diastole lasts between the closure of the aortic valve and to the closure of the mitral valve. Okay. So but in fact, the recent advances through which we have understood that even though classical teaching says the diastole starts from the closure of the aortic valve, that is immediately after the systolic period, the present advances or present understanding tells us that the diastole at the molecular level starts much before. That is, whenever the dissociation of the actin-myosin cross bridges starts, and that is the time where the diastolic period, true diastolic period starts. That means in the late systolic period itself, the diastolic period starts. So what are the different phases of diastole? So as I already mentioned, there are 4 different phases, starting with isovolumetric relaxation, that is C to B, C to D. There is no change in the volume, but there is a reduction in the pressure. So what exactly it means? Basically, because of this rapid reduction in the left ventricular pressure, without change in the volume, it produces a negative effect. That is, it's ready to suck the blood once the mitral valve opens. So the second phase is the early filling that starts when the mitral valve opens. That's the point at D. So once the mitral valve is open, because of the increased transmitral pressure gradient across the mitral valve, there's going to be a gush of blood. That's called rapid filling or early filling. Then after a period, short period, once the early filling is over, there is going to be a small lull period where there is no filling or the filling is very, very low. It's called slow filling. Then finally is a late filling, which is constituted or which is determined by the atrial contraction, which is called as atrial kick.